See if they can fix it. There's a camera out. We might just have to go. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're live. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for your patience. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties with our camera, but hopefully everybody's able to hear all right. We want to welcome everybody who's in attendance in person. Thank you for joining us. And anyone who might be joining online, thank you for joining us. And anybody who might be watching on YouTube later, welcome. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. And we'll start with our land acknowledgement. And we would like to have Alex lead us in that. Thank you, Alex.
We honor the first people of these lands by acknowledging that the area in which we gather is within traditional territory of the Stillaguamish tribe of Indians. The Stillaguamish people have inhabited these lands and water since time immemorial, and their ancestors have remained in this territory to this day. The Stillaguamish people have continued to practice the traditional ways of their ancestors of fishing, hunting, and gathering. The Stillaguamish tribe has had these lands and cultural traditions passed on to them by their ancestors who believe everything has a spirit and that they are the caretakers of these lands and waters.
Thank you, Alex. Next, we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we'll have our roll call attendance. Madam Clerk.
Director Diamond.
Here.
Director Kelly.
Here.
Director Watts.
Here.
President Levesque.
Here.
Director Knapp.
Here.
Student Advisor Van Beek.
Here.
Student Advisor Phillips. Here. Superintendent Sweeting.
Here.
Thank you. Next up, we have our approval of the meeting agenda. Is there anything anyone would like to change from the meeting agenda? Or do we have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Make a motion, we approve the agenda as presented.
A second.
It's been moved by Director Knapp and seconded by Director Kelly to approve the agenda as presented. Madam Clerk.
Director Diamond.
Yes.
Director Kelly.
Yes.
Director Watts.
Yes.
President Levesque.
Yes.
Director Knapp.
Yes. Thank you. The agenda is approved as presented. That brings us to our approval of the minutes portion, where we have two sets of minutes, one from the conference that we attended on November 20th through the 22nd, and then the next one is our study session and regular meeting minutes from November 24th. Is there any changes to any of the minutes, or do we have a motion to approve the special meeting conference attendance minutes from November 20 through 22nd?
I'll make a motion to approve the special meeting conference and attendance minutes from November 20th.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the special meeting minutes from November 20th through 22nd. Madam Clerk.
Director Diamond.
Aye.
Director Kelly.
Aye.
Director Watts.
Aye.
President Levesque.
Aye.
Director Knapp.
Oh, aye. I was distracted. Next up is the 24th, November 24th meeting. Do we have any changes, or is there a motion to approve the November 24th meeting?
I make a motion, we approve the study session and regular meeting minutes November 24th.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Director Kelly and seconded by Director Knapp to approve the November 24th study session and regular meeting minutes. Madam Clerk.
Director Diamond.
Yay.
Director Kelly.
Yes.
Director Watts.
Yes.
President Levesque.
Yes.
Director Knapp.
Yay. Those minutes are also approved. And that brings us to the next portion of our meeting, which is our board organization. And we have two members to swear in as they were recently elected. So we're going to turn the time over to our superintendent, Dr. Sweeting, to take care of that important business. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to invite, there's two board members. I'm going to invite them one at a time. Come down, and I'd like Erica Knapp to come down first.
Erica, repeat after me. I, Erica Knapp, do solemnly swear that I will support
I, Erica Knapp, do solemnly swear that I will support
the constitutions and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the provisions of the charter and ordinances of Snohomish County,
and the provision of the charter and ordinances of Snohomish County,
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office
and I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office
of Director, District Number 5, Arlington School District Number 16,
of Director, District Number 5, Arlington School District Number 16,
for a 4-year term according to law to the best of my ability.
for a 4-year term according to law, to the best of my ability. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Nicole Watts. Okay. Rachel, repeat after me. I, Nicole Watts, do solemnly swear that I will support
I, Nicole Watts, do solemnly swear that I will support
the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
the Constitution and laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of Washington State,
and the provisions of the charter and ordinances of Snohomish County,
and the provisions of the charter and ordinances of Snohomish County,
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office
and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office
of Director, District Number 3, Arlington School District Number 16,
of Director, District Number 3 of Arlington School District Number 16,
for a 4-year term according to law to the best of my ability.
of a 4-year term according to law to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
We pause for a picture moment. Is that all right? And I would want to take a moment of special privilege and just acknowledge that we have some family members in attendance and we want to thank them for all their support of your board members and all the time we take away from your family. We're sorry. Thank you.
Can we have the board stand up? And I'll take.
Sherry. We're just trying to take you out.
And actually, Mary, can you scoot, everyone scoot that way a little bit? Oh, Chris, Dr. Sweeney, that way. I want a little gap behind that, so I can see everybody. So everyone take a little step that way. A little more. Okay. And, now let's scoot in just a little bit. Okay. There you go, perfect. Okay. Like right here. Nice big smile. The one with a light so I can see everything. Here we go, one more. There we go, one more with the flash. Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Rachel.
Congratulations. Welcome back.
Yes.
And next, we have the portion of our meeting where we conduct elections. Every year every December, we choose a new or same group of individuals to lead the board for a 1-year term. And so I'm going to start and I can follow the script so I get it all right. So the president opens the nominations for board president. That's me. I'm opening the floor for nominations for board president. A director can make a nomination.
I second.
Okay. And then I get to ask again. And well, first I say, Mary Levesque, that's me, has been nominated for the office of president. And then I ask, are there any additional nominations for the office of president? And then a third time. Are there any additional nominations for the office of president? Okay. And now I'm going to close nominations and call for a roll call vote. So do we need a motion then?
Technical difficulties.
I think that. Yeah.
So- And it was Director Diamond.
I second.
So there was a motion from Director Diamond to nominate me as the board president and a second from Director Kelly. So we'll take a vote.
Yes.
Director Kelly,
Aye.
Director Watts.
Yes.
Yes. Director Knapp.
Aye.
And I will continue serving as your president for a one-year term. Now, we get to do the same thing two more times, one for vice president and one for ledge rep. So I am opening the nominations for vice president. Do we have a nomination for vice president of the board?
I nominate Erica Knapp for vice president.
I'll second.
And then I ask again, are there any additional nominations for VP? And a third time, as required. Is there any additional nominations for the office of vice president? Hearing none, we will close the nominations for the office of vice president and move to a roll call vote. It's been moved by Director Watts and seconded by Director Diamond to approve Erica Knapp as vice president. Director Diamond,
Aye.
Director Kelly,
Aye.
Director Watts.
Aye.
President Levesque. Aye. Director Knapp. Aye. And we get to do this again. Congratulations. Get to stay right there. And the next one is our nominations for legislative representative. Do we have a nomination for legislative representative?
I would like to nominate Sherry Kelly for legislative representative.
I'll second.
Are there any additional nominations for legislative rep? And a third time. Are there any additional nominations for ledge rep? Hearing no other nominations, we will close the nominations and call for a roll call vote. It's been moved by somebody. Director Knapp, and second, you got it. And seconded, and Madam Clerk. Director Diamond,
Aye.
Director Kelly,
Aye.
Director Watts.
Aye.
President Levesque. Aye. Director Knapp. Aye. And so it is official that Sherry Kelly is elected as legislative rep and will also serve a one-year term. So that puts us right back to where we started. So the next portion of our meeting is our presentation portion of our meeting. And this is our student presentation. And it's a video from the ECAP program. And you guys are all welcome to stay, but you don't have to. We would like to welcome up Carrie Saunders, our Apple ECAP Program Director. Welcome. And I hear there's a video.
Coming up. Thank you so much for inviting me here to share about our program and especially the video of our students. Sorry, do I have a, oh. I'm assuming this is what there we go. To give you a little background of our program, for those who don't know, we're state funded. It's a free program for preschool students in the state of Washington who come from lower income families. The three main components of our program are to, most importantly, teach the students the skills they need to be successful in kindergarten. We also monitor their health by giving them vision and hearing screenings and monitoring their medical records and dental visits. And we also work with families to make sure that they have all the tools and resources they need to be successful and provide for their family. We are very fortunate to be a part of Arlington School District. As you can see on this graph, most of the ECAP programs in the state of Washington are housed in public school systems. And by being in a school district, we have access to a lot of supports and resources. We're very fortunate. Most importantly, the staff make this program exceptional because they're more skilled. They have many more years of experience. And so the school district programs have very high outcomes for students. This is just a quick summary of the growth that our students made last year. We use teaching strategies, or now it's Smart Teach, to evaluate where they're at. And so if you see the fall numbers, the lighter blue is below, the dark blue is meets, and the green exceeds the expectations of all the different domains that we assess them in. The first one shows the social emotional, then physical, language, cognitive, literacy, and mathematics. So if you look at the fall graph compared to the spring graph, you'll see all the growth that they made last year. Like all schools in our Arlington School District, we have a multi-tiered system of support. We provide tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 1 supports are provided to all of the students, and it's the foundation for giving them the skills they need. They teach them friendship skills, how to wait in line, how to sit at circle time, be engaged in lessons. They teach them all the rules and routines, and they label the shelves so they know where to put things away. And we also make sure that they have a sense of belongingness and that we have positive relationships with them and their families. Most importantly, the teachers teach them the social emotional skills that they need. The tier 2 and tier 3 are individualized for students who need the more support. On the next slide, you'll see one of our social emotional tools, and it is a video of 3 of the classes doing their Doggy Land of affirmations video. And only one of them has sound, so don't worry. They're a little off sync. I tried my best. I wanted to represent as many of the kids as I could. Is that volume? Okay. Sorry. Would have loved to have our preschoolers here. The time and that the board meeting happens might have been a little bit of a challenge for them. I don't know if you're familiar with this. This is actually a program put out by Snoop Dogg. And and it just has some really great things, like I do the affirmations, like there's no one better to be than myself, and all these wonderful phrases that they learn. Here we go.
Now we know some new affirmations that we can choose and learn to say.
Here's Snoop.
A little inspiration to help you have more of a positive day. Affirmations. Affirmations.
I didn't get to see him in action, but they have lots of great movements and everything, and it just gives them a foundation to have just a real positive outlook on the schooling process and their role in it.
Thank you
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, next part of our meeting is our public comments portion of our meeting. And we do have 2 people that have signed up to speak. Goodbye, Watts family. And I want to read a little script so that everybody knows what to expect for our public comments. The board recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of involving members of the public in its meetings. Anyone addressing the board tonight, whether it be in person or virtually, has agreed to follow the instructions for public comment and limit comments to 3 minutes. The board does not respond to questions during the business meeting in order to comply with the state of Washington's Open Public Meetings Act. The board's silence does not signal agreement or endorsement of the speaker's remarks. Depending on the nature of your topic or questions, the superintendent may ask staff to contact you to answer questions or provide information. The board president may interrupt or terminate an individual statement if it is uncivil or exceeds the allowed time
Each speaker will be given one opportunity to speak. And with that, I would like to welcome up Jason J. How do you say your last name? Sedivy, just like it's, yes, welcome.
Thank you. All right, I had to write my thoughts down. I would like to provide a copy of my comments to the board when I'm done, if that's all right. My name is Jay Sedivy. I live at 4332 Sylvana Terrace Road in Stanwood. Here, greetings, esteemed members of the board and members of the Arlington School community. I have concerns about the high school and beyond program and would like to read my comments aloud. I will provide a copy, as I said. My interest in this is that I have an 18-year-old son who just recently graduated from Arlington High School earlier this year, and a daughter who is set to graduate in 2028. My daughter's high school and beyond plan, which was set in motion when she was still attending Holler Middle School, focused on what it would take to pursue a vocation in the arts. Since then, her focus has shifted to the culinary arts. She is going through the process of joining Snow Isle Tech to pursue vocational training in culinary arts and baking. Recently, her efforts to continue developing the group's plans for high school and beyond left my daughter very frustrated and upset. During her advisory period, she pointed out to the advisor that her high school and beyond plan no longer aligned with her goals to pursue a career in the culinary arts. The advisor simply repeated their instructions on what to do with the day's tasking and went right past addressing her concerns. For a young person putting their hopes and dreams on the line, to be glossed over in this way is very deflating, to say the least. It also caused the dramatic teenager in her to cry and take emotional exception to her advisor's seeming lack of care and compassion for her problem. I'm not here to discuss this episode as an isolated incident. I'm here to discuss how Arlington School District responds to the State Board of Education's requirement to complete a high school and beyond plan for each student and public schools across the state. My daughter informed me that her advisor told her that her plan, which began over 3 years ago, cannot be modified to support her pursuit of a career in the culinary arts. She told me that she had two plan goals that included continuing to take art classes offered by Arlington High School, which she is no longer interested in. I'm not sure how true all that is. However, it is only mildly relevant when the advisor, who should be familiar with the high school and beyond program, is present in the room with the student, and it should be even less relevant when the student is taking the planning exercise very seriously. Similarly, my son's experiences with Arlington High School's high school and beyond planning program were also somewhat problematic. He told his mom and me that his advisory periods at the time were an exercise in arbitrarily filling out a plan. He recalled the frustration and the apathy of the advisors when it became clear that the plan was nothing more than a mandate that had to be pushed through. If what my daughter and son have told me is true, it is very concerning. That means that the vocational education that Snow Isle might offer, and which the high school is proud to be a part of.
AJ, your time is up.
Wow, that was fast. I'll leave you with this and hopefully you guys can answer my questions.
Next up, we have Nate Land. Welcome, Nate.
My name's Nate Land. Thanks for giving me the time to speak. I just wanted to update real quickly on the SR 530 property where there's a proposed gravel mine. And I just wanted to update some of the communications between other governments in the area about that with the county. So the city of Arlington described concerns about the impact to the water quality for the city of Arlington if a gravel mine was put in place on that district property. The Stillaguamish tribe also described concerns about increasing the temperature of the water and decreasing the amount of water that would flow out of the river because it would be absorbed by the gravel mine and the concrete batch processing plant that would be put into place on that property. I'm just bringing that up because I know that the purchase and sale agreement described that there would need to be either the contract would expire or would be executed on December 2nd. And then if that was the case, then the sale would close on the 12th, which is Friday. And so if you need to make any upcoming decisions, I wanted to let you know that this project will impact water quality, the city of Arlington, And it does seem to be directly contradictory to the district's strategic plan. Namely, providing a safe environment for student learning and achievement. And then also resource stewardship. So it could directly impact the river, the endangered species, Chinook in the river, and also as I said before, the water quality. There's a possibility, but not a sure possibility, that it could increase the presence of toxic chemicals in the water. And then basically the public would need to subsidize the profits earned by the mine by paying for a water treatment, like I mentioned before in a previous public comment. If it comes to a vote, or if there's some kind of decision that we could avoid maybe defaulting on the contract, I would really strongly request that you decide to not go forward with this project. And if it's possible to default on the contract, please do that as well. I feel like the cost of $400,000, while it's very large in terms of your budget, it would be very costly for the city of Arlington. Thanks today for listening to my comment. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Matt, for coming tonight.
Yeah.
That brings us to the consent agenda portion of our meeting. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
We'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda. And second.
It's been moved by Director Watson, seconded by Director Kelly to approve the consent agenda. Madam Clerk. Director Diamond?
Aye.
Director Kelly?
Aye.
Director Watts?
Yes.
President Levesque?
Yes.
Director Knapp?
Aye.
Consent agenda is approved as presented. And that brings us to the new business portion of our meeting. We have up first the report of donations approved by our superintendent. Dr. Sue.
Yeah, so during December, I approved one donation. It was from Dorian to Eagle Creek Elementary. It was for $1,284.54. And they're going to use it to purchase a classroom set of recorders for fourth grade, which we know how great that is. So
Thank you. Fond memories of children learning on quarter. Next up is our workforce secondary traumatic stress report. I would like to welcome Brenda Wyman, our special education director, PK to A,
Yes.
and then more letters. I don't know.
More stuff, yeah. All right, thank you. I am reporting today on the workforce secondary traumatic stress. This kind of is in place from a substitute House Bill 1363 from 21-22, with the kind of the drive to address secondary trauma in the K-12 workforce. So our district put together a district-wide workforce mental health committee in December of 2021. And some of the work that committee has done is Padlet, that is accessed on our district website with lots of links. These links have been recently updated to make sure they're all still live and working. So that is a working, everything's updated and accurate on there. Last year, or in 2025, the committee met in February, met in March and sent an email in February reminding people of this resource on our district website. Also, it's in a staff newsletter. And the work that the committee did really over this last year is updated the posters for a health resource and new signage that is around our district. You'll see these signs around with a QR code that takes you to the resources. And one of the fun things about this project is they had high school students kind of do a contest to see, and then the committee voted on it. So this was developed by a Arlington High School student.
Any questions? Student advisors have any thoughts?
Have you seen these signs around the high school?
Sorry, I was just gonna say, I've seen those around. They do stand out, so.
Are
Good
they
job.
at both schools, Weston? Yep. They're in all the elementary schools, they're in staff lounges. You'll see we have them around the district office. So
You want now? Thank you for that report. Next up is the Merle McGuire Mayo Scholarship. We're gonna have we're gonna continue the discussion and there will be action. I'd like to welcome Gina Zutenhorst, our Executive Director of Finance. Something.
Good evening. So yes, here to talk about the Merle McGuire Mayo Scholarship Fund. So it's an annual agenda item for the board to give their input on the numbers and amounts of scholarships based on the annual amount provided for distribution from the Merle McGuire Mayo Scholarship Endowment Fund. And this is a rather unique thing for a public school district to have. But Mr. Merle McGuire Mayo, he was a 1936 graduate of Arlington High School. And when he passed away in 2013, he had a substantial estate and about $2.5 million worth of funds were put to a trust fund endowment for the proceeds to be awarded in scholarship annually. And the board decides on the amounts and combinations of those scholarships. It is then given over to Arlington Dollars for Scholars, who manages the actual application process and awarding process for those scholarships. So the principal amount, the amount that was given in endowment, is to be kept into perpetuity. The trust is not to be distributed, but the interest proceeds are. So this year, we have $90,000 that we are putting out as available for the board to decide on the amounts and combinations of those scholarships. Last year, it was $67,000. And so 90,000 is an increase. And there is, I wonder if we might share the attachment that is the spreadsheet tool. I think it's attached. And it'll lay out it versus me saying it verbally, all the combinations. It'll also show you what, compared to last year, what was awarded. And this year, what we're putting as a recommendation for the board's consideration to put forth as an approved combination of scholarships. And when we discussed this or shared with the board at the last board meeting, we gave several options, combinations for board consideration, and took input on which combinations spoke to board members, including our student advisors, giving input, and tried to take those ideas and come back with a recommendation that you'll see soon. Thank you for the help over there.
They'll make it bigger for us old people.
Disagreeing with him.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary. So I think maybe I can just go ahead and describe it. So this year, the recommendation that I put together, and the challenge is trying to make sure it adds up to $90,000. So we don't do it on the fly because it's hard to get the combinations just right. The top one is what we would put forth as a recommendation for you this year. 3 recurring scholarships of $3,500 over the course of 4 years. So a student who would be awarded one of the reoccurring, they would receive $3,500 each for 4 years. And then 18 one-time scholarships for $2,500 each. And then 3 one-time scholarships for $1,000 each. And all of that combined equals a grand total of $90,000. It's rather similar to the combination that we did last year, but increases by one, the number that get a recurring, so went from 2 students to 3, and the one-time scholarship increased from, you can maybe see better than me, 14. 14, yeah. It increased from 14 to 18, and then 2 students getting the 1,000 each increased to 3 students getting the 1,000 each. So there's some tiers there to, and these are set in an amount that is hopefully to make a meaningful contribution to the students that would be in receipt of those. It includes some recurring ones to support students that are, you know, oftentimes it's the first year in college that you'll have a scholarship, but beyond that, it's more difficult to come by. It also includes some smaller ones that perhaps like if a community college attendee and that kind of thing. So that's what I.
Is an action item and a student advisory vote. So we'd like to start with our student advisors. Maddie, would you like to go first? Or Sherry? What?
Oh, I said senior advisor.
Senior student advisor? Debbie?
forgot the numbers.
So it was 3,
Oh,
18, and.
It's in the description, right there.
I liked the one that is more, not the one that we did last year. The one where it's the 3, get the annual, and the 18.
So you would agree that this
So
is
we
the
have-
good option?
Yeah.
Yeah. And junior student advisor Phillips.
I agree this is the action we should.
Thank you. Do you have a motion to approve the,
I will make a motion to approve the Merrill
Mayo.
McGuire Mayo Scholarship as presented in front of us.
I second.
it has been moved by Director Diamond and seconded by Director Kelly to approve the Mayo Trust investment earnings of $90,000 to be administered by Arlington Dollars for Scholars and the recommended number and amounts presented. Madam Clerk.
Director Diamond,
Aye.
Director Kelly,
Aye.
Director Watts.
Yes.
President Levesque,
Aye.
Director Knapp.
Yes. The Mayo Trust is approved as presented. Thank you very much. And next is our first reading of Board Policy 2420, grading and progress reports. And we would like to welcome up to the podium, Carrie Henderson, our Executive Director of Teaching and Learning.
Thank you, school board. Okay, so a new paragraph added to our grading and progress reports, really just highlighting that we will let parents know that they will receive regular progress reports. In our district, we do it by semester. At the bottom, it also says parents can request anytime a conference relative to progress, or if they're worried, if the teacher is worried about the student not passing. We do also inform families of their the kids' results on state testing. We don't send out paper copies like we used to. It's accessible in Skyward after the data is cleared through OSPI. We can provide paper copies if parents request it, and we do have some.
So nothing's different than what we're already doing.
This really it aligns with what we already do, yes, for practice, yeah.
So we're just adding the RCW in too. Okay.
So, and then highlighting again that we have the responsibility to communicate in advance if we are worried that a student is not going to progress. Okay, and there is a timeline associated with that in other board policy on retention.
Curious, when does that conversation usually occur when a student is not going to be moving up?
I think I have to look at the board policy, but I think it's within before the last quarter of the school year so that there's time to plan. We hope the conversation, if there are concerns at that level, happens long before the first quarter, but the formal discussion of retention has to happen. I think by the last quarter. Oftentimes, not oftentimes, sometimes we do have families come at the end of the year to propose the idea. We do everything we can to not retain students, and so sometimes we do get late breaking requests, but then we share the policy with them.
Any comments or suggested changes? Not hearing any concerns. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing. Next up is our informational items. We'll start with our superintendent report. Dr. Seeley.
So I would like to start with thank you notes from students that received the Merle McGuire Mayo Found Endowment scholarships from last year. So this will finish up. They're required, or at least they're happy to do this. It's actually a requirement of their scholarship that they send a thank you. So it's really important, I think, to honor the students, and they're grateful. So we're going to read these one at a time. So we'd like to start. Alex, would you start? I will. Thanks. Dear Merle McGuire Mayo Scholarship, thank you for the generous scholarship of $2,500. I'm so grateful to be able to go on to my next steps in education. This money helps me so much. Arlington Dollars for Scholars is such a neat part of our community.
Hi. Dear Scholarship Committee, I'm writing to sincerely thank you for selecting me to receive your scholarship. I am very grateful for your generous support. This scholarship means a lot to me and will help with relief from some of the financial burden of college. The scholarship will help me pursue my dream of astrophysicist at Arizona State. Why didn't you give me ASU? No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for your support. I promise to make the most out of it. I'm motivated and excited to start a new chapter of my life. Once again, thank you for your kindness and generosity.
I am sincerely grateful to have been selected as a recipient of the Merle McGuire Mayo, which will greatly support my academic journey. Your generosity inspires me to continue striving toward my goals. Thank you for believing in my potential and investing in my future.
Dear Merle McGuire Mayo Endowment Foundation, thank you very much for this scholarship. Kind folks who give back to the community like you mean the world to me. With this money, I can pay to go to Everett Community College and finish up the 2/3 of a general associate's degree I have already earned. Once this step is completed, I plan on acquiring a bachelor's in education with a focus on English language arts. I truly could not have continued my education without this financial support. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you with great appreciation.
Dear Merle McGuire Mayo Endowment Scholarship donors, thank you so much for this opportunity and for selecting me for this scholarship. I am so honored and grateful for your generosity and support as I continue my education. I'm excited to say I will be attending Gonzaga University this fall to pursue a degree in nursing. This scholarship will help me focus on my studies, and it motivates me even more to work hard and succeed. Thank you so much.
Dear donors, thank you so much. With your help, I will be able to better afford going to college and therefore starting the career I dream of. I can't tell you how much a scholarship means to me and how it will ease my start into college. As donors, you know how expensive college is, and every bit helps and is very appreciated. Thank you very much.
I am honored to receive your yearly gift. It helped me during my first year at Harvard so very much. I worked very hard ending with a very high GPA and had so much fun cheering for Harvard at football and basketball games. Thank you so much.
And then I have two, one's really short. It says, thank you so much for supporting my dream of attending college this fall. And the last one, thank you so much for your generous donation of $2,500 through the Merle McGuire Mayo Endowment. I will be attending the University of South Florida and majoring in mathematics while also participating on their cheer team. This scholarship helps me so much and allows me to follow my dreams. I am so very grateful for the help. So I just, I think it's tonight having, approving 90,000 versus we did 67 last year. It's wonderful to hear the things that are happening as a result of that. The next thing I say is this weekend actually starts Thursday and then it's Friday and Saturday is the Muppets Christmas Carol musical production by Flight at Arlington High School. Sports winter sports, I guess we'll call them. We have boys wrestling, we have girls wrestling, we have girls basketball, we have boys basketball. There's a lot going on, and this week's a busy week with sports. And with that, we have winter break coming up. That will be December 22nd through January 31st. And with that, happy holidays.
Thank you. Next up is our legislative update and discussion.
Just,
yet?
yeah, nothing too much, just getting connected with Logan Endress and sending out the first, I sent this already to Dr. Sweeting. There's a potential bill coming from the legislature about kind of a fund balance, and there's a I appreciate, I think this is gonna be great being on, I feel like I'm on the inside track now, so I will relay that information to to Logan and provide that feedback, and we are among company in that response, that would be bring us to our knees, as you said, not a comfortable financial position for our school district. So I'm excited to find out more, and I realize now my calendar's already been filled on weekly meetings that are, I think, after hours, so to speak, 5:30 or something. So it's a off year, okay, for the budget. So it's a biennium. So it's shorter session. So I see that it ends about the third week of March, the meeting. So it will be interesting to see. I have to ramp up. I'm a little nervous about filling the shoes of predecessors. There's some very strong, sharp, competent people. So I will look to give myself a little grace and learn all I can. But I think feels like a very solid, I don't say bunch, but a very solid group of people. I'm excited to work with them. But yeah, I'll be keeping you up to date.
Next up is comments from board members, and I'd like to start with our student advisors. And I'd like to start with our junior student advisor.
Firstly, I want to thank everyone who came out to do the public comments. It's really amazing to hear people advocating not only for themselves, but for our community and for people they care about. On another note, I just interviewed to be on a national student council where I'd be advocating for everyone. So I'm really hopeful about that. That's all I have to share.
Congratulations. And now our senior student advisor, Bambi.
I don't really have much to say, but on Saturday, I think it was Saturday. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with dates, but I had to be in the Arlington and Marysville Christmas parades with the Darrington Sample Rodeo royalty, and that was a lot of fun. I'll be in it again next year, so I'll be in all the parades next year. I'm so excited. Look out for me, my horse, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just looking forward to winter break. You know, I don't get to take work off, but it's okay. I don't work all day, so.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Great to have your student voices on our board. It's grateful for you. Dr. Kelly, anything else you'd like to share with us?
Not too much, just plugging along. I feel like I'm making some great strides with my kids. As I am grateful for the school visit I made last year, where I was introduced to Secret Stories, which is a phonics curriculum, and my kids are so jazzed about it. And I could just see the light, which is the kind of the reason you go in and do this every day. It's just them having that awakening of, like, when they first walked in, it was just like, there's all these letters, there's words around, but now it's like they're seeing things and you can see the highlight and they're just so excited. And they want to be the first to show it, that they know it and they recognize it. So just being witness to that is I feel very grateful for that role to play. And just even having a kiddo today read a book that none of my kids got to last year. I call it, like, I'm just, A, B, C, D kind of thing. I call it an E level. And I tested him and I told him, I said, you're here to learn, but I'm like, you're here, but my job is to continue to push you. Like, we're not complacent. We're not getting to someplace in December. Like, we're here to make you ready for then second grade and beyond. So I just often have those big conversations with them. So they know that I'm here for you and I'm here with you. It's good.
Director Watts, anything else you'd like to?
Yeah, I got to attend some school visits with Dr. Sweeting and Mayor Vanny attended the presidents as well as our Washington State Representative Clyde Shaver. And at Eagle Creek, we got to see PLCs in action from the training of the teachers and their session. And also seeing it as we walked through the halls and seeing the shirts decorated in each classroom based on a story that they read. So that was really fun to see that they're working on the same thing together. And the kids were so excited, and to just watch Principal Belial interact with the kids and how much they adore her and how much you can see the love that she has for them. And then going to presidents and seeing Principal Miller's team really teaching the character strong traits and empathy. Our representative asked about our social emotional learning and wanting to really put some focus in that. And so to see that in action for empathy was really neat in some of the classes and teamwork. And then I'm very excited for the Flight Muppet show. Bunch of us moms that had our kids graduate last year ago and watch it for the as alumni. So maybe our kids will come with us. We'll see. So and then just excited for the holidays and my little break with all the boys.
Thank you. Dr. Diamond, what would you like to share tonight? 9 more get-ups. You can do it.
I'm limping at the break. I'm sorry about that. I'm excited for break, so. Yeah.
Director Knapp. I just want to express gratitude for being here for another 4 years. Grateful for all the support from the community, from my family being here tonight. That was really cool. Last time I was sworn in was over Zoom, so just felt a little different tonight. So, and tonight was kind of a great example of the pathway that we get to witness from pre-K, which is so valid and important, and then supporting along the college journey of some of our graduates and making those important decisions. And grateful for the public comment tonight, the conversation and concerns. I just want to validate those, and grateful that they can come speak. So I want to share that I echo the congratulations to your newly re-elected board members, Director Knapp and Director Watts. It's a privilege to have you on our board, and thank you to your families for all their love and support for the next 4 years. And I also want to say that I went to Presidents and enjoyed Student Voices. They had such a good time, those little 4th graders that we got to listen to. And they have a lot of character and a lot of spunk already in 4th grade, and they were delightful to listen to. And I also did get to go to a girls' basketball game last week and watch those kids play so hard. They have so much good stuff happening all across our district, and it's just fun to see it. And they did not win, but it was a great game. It was really entertaining. So, and with that, I wanted to say we don't have another meeting again until next year. Our next meeting is in January, on Monday, January 12th, 2026, at 6 p.m. right here in the boardroom. And there's nothing else. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
It's been moved by Director Watts and seconded by Director Diamond to adjourn the meeting. Madam Clerk.
Yes.
Director Kelly. Aye. Director Watts.
Yes.
Aye. Director Knapp. Yes. Meeting's adjourned. And then you sign. Yep, I will.